Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited today that we have Ryan McGinn, who we have been working with January of 21. So when we first started with Ryan McGinn, we knew for our virtual assistant company, for our real estate company, and for just making reels, because we knew how important it was to be on social media, Ryan offered his very first coaching event that was starting in March. At the time, the most views I had on some of my reels was maybe 1,000 or 2,000. Mark wasn't even doing videos. Now, fast forward to today. We still work with Ryan. He is absolutely amazing. He crushes it. He has his own channel. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, TikTok, everything else out there. He teaches and gives away amazing information. And he is a guru and the best reels person I know in the industry today and all the years. I went from 1,000 to 2,000. Since I've been working with him, I have over 75 million views across all platforms of social media. Mark, on the other hand, just started and in the last 30 days has 3 different videos that hit over 1 million views. Welcome, Ryan McGinn.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I have a lot of questions that I kind of wanted him to go over some things because a lot of the people that you have here, Ryan, in your audience are realtors. Okay, a lot of them are realtors and own their own companies. A lot of them are business owners, small business owners and such. And I really want you to get into, number one, so many of them give up. Okay, they might do a reel a week or 2 reels a week and give up. Some of them may have worked on reels for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 and aren't getting the views. What happened in the algorithms before to where they are today and how awesome it is for everybody to be able to play this game? What kind of content should they make? How much should they be selling? Kind of take us through that. What do you do today? And take us through that whole thing, if that whole process, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, what I learned from working with Adley, Grant, the Hermosis, and all of these people was none of them care about the content that converts because they're already good at selling. They already know that if you put them in front of people, they can sell something. All they care about is getting the most amount of attention possible. And the more eyeballs you put them in front of, the more money they seem to make. So while the entire internet is telling you guys and ladies to make content for your audience, the people that you follow do not make content for their audience. They make content to go as broad and as wide as possible and help as many people as possible. Now, that's not saying you don't need both, because that is the thing. You can do both. That's the beauty of making videos. You can just make them all day long and post them. It's free. That's kind of my spiel. I've got on my company Viral Edits. We've eclipsed $3 million to date in the last 3.5 years. I also have a personal brand. Last year, I got 157 million views on Instagram Reels. I got almost shy of 100 million views on TikTok, 40 million views on YouTube Shorts, and I think another 100 million views on Facebook.
He is definitely qualified to talk to all of you. And I think a lot of what these guys are looking at, Ryan, they don't really, it's not about, and I really want you to go into what it was before to what it is today and now, how they can play, because nobody cares about the followers anymore because the people that are watching you aren't following you pretty much. But also they care more about deals. And what we talk about is converting because you are out there, right? And not worried about the leads so much. Leads came with time, right? Now your inbox is lead after lead after lead. So if you can kind of go into where it's at today, why it's important to create what's different today than before, and why it's so much easier to play because they take each individual video and they're not your followers. And then how much can you sell? What kind of videos should I be making? What's important when I make a reel?
So firstly, understand what happened. I think people get confused, and this is something I talk about all the time when people ask me to speak, is there are 2 types of content. Content that's designed to put your face out there, and then content that's designed to make you money. That's not saying both of them can't coincide at the same time. You don't really have to choose one or the other. I do think most people need to choose one or the other until they get to a certain point. And when I say choose one or the other, it's you got to kind of put I have to make money from my social media on the back burner to grow. And some people grow really fast. Some people grow really slow. But at the end of the day, if you put out more videos, you will grow. It's just by nature, you can't not grow. And when I say grow, growing does mean followers because they are a trackable metric, but they are losing their luster per se. And I do think that the internet's going to be significantly different in the next 2 to 5 years. Specifically being that the algorithms just feed you whatever videos you want. If you watched a real estate video before, you're going to see 5 more. But the thing is if you don't follow those people, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say most of you people on the call, you don't remember the last person you followed. People just don't. I don't even follow people. And then one day I see his video and I'm like, that's that guy. And then you may follow him then, but you may not, because you may just forget again. So you got to see him again. And what I mean by that is when I say they see them again. You as like creators and business owners, you have to put out so much stuff that you just keep showing up on people's feeds that have seen you once before. And that is the skill set that is immensely valuable, because you could have just one good video that goes viral, gets a lot of views, or you could have one good video that has made you a significant amount of sales. But if you don't keep doing it over and over, then neither of them matter. And that was just something that it has gotten far more important, because I mean, if you just think about your own viewing habits on TikTok, RIP, if we don't have it after Friday or whatever, but Reels, Shorts, Facebook Reels, any of the short platforms, even YouTube long form is going to this strategy. You just see a video and you're like, it blows up, and you either go, haha, that was funny, or wow, that was really valuable. I hope I see this person again. And then if you don't see them again, you forgot about them. That person comes back up on your feed. You're like, that's the guy. There's a number that I always wish that the internet would track. I said the internet, like the platforms, is how many videos they're seeing before somebody hits follow. And if I had to guess, I mean, if you guys think about your own viewing habits, I probably watch 5 or 6 videos from somebody, and those probably aren't in a binge watching fashion, because I really don't have time to binge watch. That's over the course of, let's say, 30 days, and then I get a follow. So if you think about those metrics happening at like a massive scale for everybody on these social media platforms, that's where it comes into how easy do you think it is going to be to get somebody to buy something from you on the internet. And that's where I think people get messed up, because not saying people don't buy. The internet, we spend money all day long, every day on the internet. But if you look at this, it used to be pretty quick. You could make some videos, get some trust built, they'd buy something. Let's say it used to be 7 days. You know, I remember product launches. I've been on the internet making money for a while. There's a few people doing product launches. They come out with 7 really carefully crafted videos, and by the 7th video, over the course of a week, they open the shopping cart and they made millions of dollars. Now it's like, I would probably say it's hundreds of videos have to be consumed before people make a purchase. And I say hundreds of short videos, or one really, really good long video, but you're not going to get people to watch a really good long video unless you're putting on a shit ton of short video. These metrics have just expanded out, and I don't say that to scare anybody. It's just the amount of volume that you need to get the results that you think you want is significantly larger. And that's why I share view numbers, because I think my views are impressive, but Grant Cardone got triple mine. And Alex Hormozi in his prime, when he was taking off, was like 10 times that amount. Think about the amount of views somebody like a Logan Paul or a Jake Paul has to get to be as famous as they are. Because I promise you, I had like 500 million views or 250 million views collectively last year. I can still go to Chipotle and nobody knows who the fuck I am. The scale at which things have to happen is much larger, you know. But the good thing is, and this is where like I think there's like crazy opportunity if people would just do it, is the editing standard for what is expected, as far as the internet has kind of rejected fancy videos. They like ugly videos now, which that might change in 6 months, a year, 2 years, where they go back to liking the highly professionally produced videos. So if you focus on putting out, okay, I don't want to say shitty videos from a perspective of these videos suck, but like if you just get good at putting out a lot of videos and you keep doing it, something will happen and it will work. And you're not going to be beholden to the fact that you have to pay exorbitant amounts of editing, costs and expenses. I spent $700,000 paying editors last year. Every day now since January 1st, I edit a video by myself. I've always been a video editor, but I film all the clips on my phone. They're day in the life videos. They're not going viral, because I have a lot of other videos that are going viral, but the day in the life videos convert. Me showing my life, and then on the other end of the spectrum, asking people wild and crazy questions and having fun and just making videos that get views, very similar to like what Mark and Kristen post about like reviewing a restaurant or stuff that's very broad. People see that content, they come to your profile, they start watching, and then they binge, may see that video that only got 2,000 views or 500 views, but it's you teaching your daughter how to read, or you doing a Zoom class where you took out a nugget from it. And those are the people that start following, and then they buy. But you need millions of views to get people back to you. I hope that was helpful.
But if I am starting off either small business owner, realtor, own multiple businesses, whatever, how many videos should I be making a week?
I'm a big believer, any video is better than no video. Gotta like move the needle. But I'm a big believer in 1 a day. And then the next step would be 2 a day. And then the next step would be 3 a day. Now, 3 videos a day, and I just want to put this in context. Like to get to the point where you're doing 2 or 3 videos a day, it's hard. It's not easy. Even if you are doing the lower quality, just kind of talking to your camera, you have to be very calculated and planned on what you're talking about, because 30 videos a month, even remotely knowledgeable about a topic or have lived any reasonable amount of life experience, you could make 30 videos a month. It gets hard.
It doesn't matter about your followers anymore. Mark getting 3 different videos hitting over 1 million. He has 1,200 or 1,500 followers on Instagram. So that clearly is not relevant to who. And we are getting leads from his video because they're going and watching them and they're on different stuff. So what do you find important in a video? And when you're making a reel, what kind of content? Does it need to be real estate? How often can I put a unique selling proposition or call to action? How often can I put something in there? Or what kind of videos should I actually be making? Should it be on a certain niche or can it be more broad? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so break it down, because the idea is to not get overwhelmed. And I'm a big believer in batching videos. Like waking up and just filming one video is good, but like taking some time and you only got to post, if you do one a day, which is what I would tell everybody to start at, try doing one a day for 90 days. And if you can film more than that, I would still encourage you not to post more than one a day and give yourself a back catalog of videos that are edited and ready to be posted. In this case, no editing, you're just talking to your phone. But what you want to think about is 30 videos, 30 days, on average, give or take February 28. So of 30, you have 10, 10, 10. If the goal is growing your following and getting more reach and exposure, then I'm a big believer in the 80-20 principle. That means 80% of 30 needs to be designed to help you grow. The other percentage, the other 20% needs to be designed to help you sell. So the ones that are going to help you sell, those could be listing videos, house walkthroughs, how to sign contracts, how to not get ripped off as the first-time home buyer. Like those are like your niche-based videos. The 20 that are the broad, those could be a lot of you guys being realtors, looking at the stuff you're selling, saying, okay, how many people a year are buying a home? Yes, it's a sizable amount, but it's a lot less people that would watch a luxury house walkthrough, or the amount of people that would look at a gold-plated faucet in a $5 million home or $10 million home is significantly larger than somebody who's going to buy the $5 million home. So you have to start thinking about, okay, what do I do on my day-to-day and what stuff has reach? What types of people do I talk to? Like you guys probably all interact with very smart people on a day-to-day basis, or you're in groups or chamber of commerces or mastermind, looking at the people that and going, oh, can I make some videos with this person and ask them about their career? What's their career? Okay, maybe how much money do they make? Or how does somebody get into that? All of this is designed for reach. You're trying to get a lot of people back to you, to where in essence of one video getting 1 million views, for that to happen, 500,000 people have to watch it start to finish. Once 500,000 people watch your 1 million view video, there's probably a sizable portion of that 500,000 that might be interested in buying a home right now. That's your audience. They're going to see the videos of your listing videos and your tips and all those more niche-based videos. But you have to kind of look at things. It's not easy to consistently come up with videos. Like that is everybody's biggest struggle. And you can get people's checklists. There's tons of people that give away, you can Google 100 video topics, so you can get that. We really want people to kind of grasp is that if you look at each video from, okay, if I take like a slice of pizza, it's a funnel, wide at the top and down. If I'm watching a video, the longer I watch that video, the more invested I'm getting into the person who's explaining stuff in this video. So if you're thinking about what videos to make, you turn that on its side, okay? The hook of your video has to have a very broad appeal. But the farther you watch into the video, it can get more, in this case, niche or more explanatory. So for example, if you're selling a $5 million home and you're looking at the house, what is the one thing in the house has the most attention capability? And like I said, that could be $10,000 crazy custom fridge. So you just make a video about the fridge. And then at the end of that fridge, if you want to say, hey, if by chance you want to buy a house that can have a fridge like this, reach out to me. But like 79, 80% of that video is you just talk enormously expensive, probably horrible decision that's going to break. And then at the end, you just give your little call to action. That's kind of how I would encourage you guys to start looking at things. And then resources too, like what do you have at your disposal? The majority of my views and built a very sizable brand for myself off of going to events and talking to smart people. Like I don't just ask them, I ask them, what kind of car do you drive? What kind of watch do you wear? How much does that watch cost? How much money do you make to afford a watch like that? What's their dumbest financial mistake? I ask very aggressive, very broad reaching questions. But then after I ask them, I say, well, how does somebody get into what you do? How do they do this? How do they do that? And we call it like the curious kid framework, where we are just asking people really dumb questions, a lot of them, to get all the information we can out of them. And then those videos get edited and compiled together and we post. We don't necessarily know if every video is going to get views, but statistically, those videos perform pretty well for us.
Tell you guys a few things that I've really learned from Ryan too. Number one is you have to speak like a third grade level. Like it has to be so simple of what you're talking about or they're going to scroll because you have to stop that scroll. And how many seconds do you have to catch someone to stop that scroll, Ryan?
Oh God. I mean, I'd probably say it's 1 second now. It might even be shorter than that. And it might even be just what's being shown in the first, like you have to stop people. It's very hard. I mean, just think about your own viewing pattern. Like when you're watching reels, what gets you to stop? And then what after 2 or 3 seconds makes you swipe away? You can learn a lot by just how you yourself consume videos. And that's something that I would encourage a lot of people to start paying attention to. For the longest time, every time I would watch a video all the way through, I would save the link and put it in a note doc just because if I watched it all the way through, I knew it had 1 million views. And I would tell you 9 times out of 10, that was always the case. So like also for you guys, watching million view videos or videos that go viral will also kind of ingrain habits into yourself of these are the types of videos that get views. These are the types of topics people talk about. Maybe I have an opinion on that topic. And I mean, your opinions are probably going to be your best bet to start. Like I'm sure a lot of people have an opinion on homeschool. I've probably talked about homeschool 150 times and gone viral every one of those times.
Yeah, that's a great subject. Watches, homeschool, cars.
Yeah. Anything,
okay.
Anything that a lot of people have that you may have an opinion on, an interest in. And this is what I call the HEM framework, which is HEM. And it's hobbies and interests, expertise, and mastery. And this is, I think I initially talked about this to you guys, and that was what blew everybody's mind. You know, again, going back to the 80-20 principle with 80% of the results, 80% of those should be your hobbies and interests. And what I mean by that is like, I do CrossFit. So I make videos about CrossFit. I'm not trying to be a professional CrossFitter. I just enjoy the sport. I've met cool people and I make videos about it to encourage other people to try it. I was a professional BMX racer. I talk about extreme sports, pretty broad appeal sport. Lots of people watch it. I talk about, I'm a dad. My daughter's 8. I make parenting videos. A lot of parents out there. I have a business. I've done $1 million. I talk about business and finance. All of these things, while technically are like niches, for me, they're hobbies and interests, things I've been good at. And in a lot of those cases is a lot of these videos that you do on the hobbies and interest category are something that you will never, ever get paid or have never gotten paid to do. You just might have an excitement about it and you can help somebody that's a little less experienced than you. You know, I talk about like pickleball, tennis, golf, all these things have mass appeal. And then you have like the next category, because again, think about it like a pizza. Hobbies and interests at the top. Expertise. Expertise is maybe something you've been paid to do in the past, but you didn't get rich from it. You're not trying to get rich from it, but you did it. And in my case, I was a door and window salesman in retail at Lowe's. So I can make sales videos because by nature, I know how to do it. I've done it. I've done a few wedding photography things. I'm not the best wedding photographer, but I know how to do it. So I could help some people there. I also know how to use a GoPro quite well because I did it for years while I was riding my bike. I can make videos about that, but I'm not trying to be paid to be an action sports photographer. You know, so it's like, these are just expertises that I've done. And usually to determine if you have an expertise in something, it means that somebody paid you at some point to do it. All you got to do is get paid once and then you're an expert at it. And then you have your mastery videos. This is where most of you, this is probably real estate for a lot of you. This is business building. This is fine. Like if you're an accountant, this is your mastery. This is ultimately what you hope will make you rich. Probably what's paying your salary and making you a lot of money right now. For me, it's making people go viral. It's like a mastery. But if you think about it on a spectrum, if I was trying to grow and I'm making 30 videos a month, 20 of those videos, or even 22 of those videos would be hobbies and interests, and 4 videos would be expertise and mastery, and like the other 4, I would probably split the 2. Again, you can kind of mess with the numbers, but the point is I would be focused on growing, like getting reach, you know, and then you do this month after month after month. For me, it was like I got to right around 100,000 followers on most of my platforms, and then I started selling shit, and magically I started making money because I had a giant pool of people to sell to.
For me, I only have, I think on TikTok, I have 18,000 followers. On Instagram, I think I have like 13. But I'm going to tell you, the amount that we've closed in business is huge. For example, the one that when we bought our place in the Keys, and I think I told you about this, Ryan, I made a video on how you can turn this into living here and making money on a vacation rental. Well, that happened to pick up the developer who now wanted us to sell them all and picked up up $18 million project at 3.5% commission, right? So now you've made 100 grand on. But my point is, and the reason why he connected with me, it was started with that, but it was because of what he got fed of my Greece videos, buying in Greece. And that's how that all, so it wasn't because of really anything specifically with real estate, but it was because of the connection he had with me because of all the other things he was fed because of watching, right? Like you, for example, when you picked your realtor, unfortunately, Ryan's lost his house twice in St. Pete area.
2 times.
But when you picked your realtor, it was because of something you connected with them with. What did you connect with them?
The realtor was my wife, Kristen's secretary's husband. And then I've also met him before, like twice, and they have a kid and we just hit it off. He's very knowledgeable about that. And he got us our house good. I would be very surprised if people are searching up, especially for realtors in that world. Like nobody's just going on like Instagram going, how do I find the best realtor? The realtors, like I can think of like 5 luxury realtors that I would probably use for my next round of buying a house, that they just make content. And there's 2 of them that they do reviews of like the 5-star hotels in my area.
The thing is they're connecting with you because of something you're putting out there. It's not because of the real estate and because you're the best realtor or anything like that, guys. So your bio on all of your Instagram and your TikTok, whatever, they need to know what you do, but the information that you're feeding, and they're going to connect with you across the board of different things that they connect with.
Bio should just be like, I sell houses, or I'm a licensed realtor. And then that's it. To, piggyback what Kristen was saying, you just need to show up. And then people would generally be like, oh, what does this guy do?
Yes.
And then by nature, like it's like a percentage of content being shown. Like there's not like a perfect, like you need to pitch or throw call to actions in this amount of time. And if you're posting once a day, then you have less chances to sell. If you're posting 3 times a day, then you have more chances to sell, because the worst thing that you want is somebody to come to your page and go, all this guy does is sell me. Immediately turns people off, and then you will not get a follow. And then if somebody comes to your page and they bounce immediately, then that's a bad score per se. It means you're not, we sent it, your video did good, we sent a bunch of people to you and they didn't like what they saw. Now, this isn't like a hard and fast rule when it comes to doing that, because you could have a video go viral about cooking and maybe you don't make that many cooking videos. So this is a little bit of a skewed metric. When I'm like working with my clients and we're having these conversations of like, how are the views are converting to followers, and then the follower, but I've never really met a person who had too many views. Yeah. Like, whoa, I'm too popular.
One thing that Adley, if you guys don't follow Adley, she's awesome and she kills it, guys. And hers are all comical videos, entertainment videos. If you watch Mark's videos, he'll be taking a water hose and putting it into the ocean, doing something that's gaining their attention and talking about something totally different. She talks a lot about being really broad, so a lot of people are going to be interested, and then you can focus in so they feel like you're talking to them specifically, and then they're going to connect with you. So it's about the connection they have with you that's going to sell. Like, you don't even have to tell them, because once they connect with you and they like you, they go and they look at your bio, guys, and say, Nikki's a realtor. That's awesome. I love Nikki. Let me reach out to Nikki because I love her. The connection that they have with you. The selling, I remember Pineda's, he always talked about like 1 out of every 7 is where he's selling something. Every 7 stories, only 1 is where he's putting a call to action. You want to be careful with that. But the thing is how important is video, do you think, today?
I would never consider myself a photo guy. Well, I have a saying. I think it's backwards. Most small business owners do not consider themselves content creators.
Correct.
And content creators don't consider themselves business owners. You need to be right in the middle. You can be both, but business owners should start thinking of themselves as content creators, and content creators should start thinking of themselves as business owners. And then somewhere in the middle, you'll make millions of dollars if you do it properly, and correctly and for long enough. It doesn't fail. You will. It's just how long will it take?
If you're starting out, are you doing it for your personal social media as well as your business page?
I'm always torn on this, and I understand why most people get confused here. I personally would say do it on your personal page. I would consider your personal page your business card. It's like you're the face of your company. If you are in a situation where you have a team or an actual company, I think most people make a company Instagram and it's just themselves, and then their personal brand, and they're like, oh my God, now I got to run 2 accounts. Now you're making 2 videos a day, 4 videos a day, 6 videos a day. You will fail. They both will fail. Focus on 1 account. Like, I only have a Ryan McGinn account. Viral edits is my company. I just this year started a Viral Edits team account to promote my team because, quite frankly, I don't want to be the only face of the company anymore. But it's also taken me 3 years to grow to where I am, to where I'm like, okay, I need to do this. And all of that content is nothing to do with what we do as a company. They post it to their personal page and they collab on Instagram with Viral Edits team. So now if you go to Viral Edits team Instagram, it's a bunch of videos of my team. I have 11 people that work for me. If it was just me, we would not have that. I don't have time for that shit. I just have your main page.
You know, when you're talking about collabs, because you do a lot of collabs, I've done collabs with you, right? Mark and I did one as a couple the first time we ever did that. That was fun. You asked us a ton of questions and it was crazy, just funny stuff. When I did one and you talked about Airbnbs and what's the grossest thing you ever did. And those took off. Those were like hundreds of thousands of views because I'm collabing with Ryan and I'm getting his, and people were cracking up. So always be looking at who can you do collabs with and audiences with, because people are going to like different people that you are doing collabs with. Always look at doing collabs. Also, let me ask you real quick, because this is something that I used to take. Mark could care less and has never cared. I take it more personal because a lot of people, and I know you say you can't even read the comments half the time. And I know Ryan.
I never do.
And because they're nasty sometimes, guys, right? A
Horrible.
lot of comments are bad.
I tell people I don't live in a world of positive comments, because even if there's 1,000 happy comments on my page, I will only see the negative. As a human being, we're just thrive on the negativity and we're just drawn to it. If you're experiencing this, it's a good thing.
Yes.
You know, that means you are getting a lot of attention. And that means you're also, not only are you getting a lot of attention, but you're opinionated enough to where you're pissing people off.
Yes.
And that is so for all those people that are mad at you, there's also way more that are just like, I like this girl. She's cool. But here's the thing. How many times have you all on this call watched a video and you're like, that was a really good fucking video, and you never liked it or never wrote a comment?
I used to be very sensitive to the comments because people would always, they don't do it as much, but people always talk about my teeth. Just understand the algorithm doesn't understand if it's negative or positive. It's just interaction. So your videos will be pushed out because of that. And then one thing that Ryan always taught us, that we need to look at the analytics, which I noticed do not pay attention to the analytics. And the one thing on the analytics is where are they dropping off, right? So explain that a little bit.
First thing is, like, if a video doesn't do well, don't get discouraged. Just go, okay, if you're getting 200 to 1,000 views on a video, it's always the hook. Like, it's always the first 3 seconds that is causing that. Nobody's getting past that. Starting to do good. You're starting to get 20Ks, 30Ks, 100K. That usually means you probably had about 30% of those people watch it all the way to the end. Like, so we'll say that, but then you're going to see it on the analytics. There's going to be the bar. You're just going to see, okay, this was a 60-second video and they dropped at 37 seconds. Or what happened? Or what did I show? Because that's where they said, fuck this, I'm out. And the more you do this, get a feel for like, oh, if I talk with too much of a high pitch, or if I'm too close to the camera, or if I'm too far away from the camera, there seems to be a correlation with that, them swiping away. Post the video, let it marinate for a day or two, and then just go back and go, oh, what happened? Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's weird. I said fuck and nobody liked it.
Is there any software that'll auto post across all platforms? How do you feel about auto posting?
I have 3 people that work for me that do nothing but post videos all day. I spend right now $7,000 a month on posters. That's how much I hate auto posting softwares, and I thoroughly know that they mess up your views. So if you're using one, do not change a thing. Just stop using it and manual post across those platforms, and you will increase your views. Only manual post if you live in America and you're trying to grow an American account, because your accounts are geotagged and geolocated.
How important are shares and saves? Because those are big too.
So you can't control any of that. You can't control who hits like, you can't control the comments, you can't control shares or saves. If people watch to the end, all that other stuff kind of takes care of itself.
All these people that want to hire more realtors or team members or whatever, how should they focus on recruiting?
I mean, the cooler you are on social media, more people tend to want to be around you. And if you happen to be a cool realtor or a cool person that has a company that hires people and you talk about that, then by nature, people are going to want to kind of be led by you and follow you for that. Incredible talent pool.